Hey guys, this video is really special. I am standing here in Hyde Park where exactly 45 years ago, on this day, 18th of September, Queen played their show here. It was a free concert and over 150,000 people showed up right here. The stage was standing exactly where I am, and Queen as well. They put their own money to make this show happen because it was free concert, so of course it was the biggest crowd to this day right here in Hyde Park. So it wasn't only because it was free, but of course also because it was Queen. And they had the fourth album just out, A Night at the Opera, and they had a huge success, and that's why they wanted to say thank you to people. So they organized this free concert right here and played in front of almost 200,000 people. A lot of things were said about this show. Basically it was recorded, thank God. So it was recorded and it was supposed to air on BBC and it never did. I don't know why. This concert was also known as a picnic by the Serpentine because Serpentine is right behind me right here. So it's very close, and it was actually one of the first sentences that Freddie said when he came out on stage.
Thank you very much. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to our picnic by the Serpentine.
This is how the name actually came up. And there were a couple of things about this show. So first thing was that Queen didn't really know if this is gonna happen because of course like police, like it's a free concert, so police thought like there's so many people gonna show up and how they're gonna control it, and they weren't sure how to do it. So like it was advertised everywhere, but till last minute nobody knew if this is gonna happen. And when it happened, the funny thing is, so there was some support bands and artists. So basically Queen started playing, and during the support bands, people here at front, they were seated. So they were told to sit down, and of course they wanted to sit down because they were queuing for a long time and so on, for the entrance, I suppose. So they were sitting up, and the people at the back were actually standing up so they can see better because there was no such like huge screens and so on. So basically when Queen came up on stage, all these people at the front, they stood up and they wanted to like dance and of course sing. So when they stood up, all the people in the back couldn't see anything, like literally anything, and they were pissed off. They started throwing bottles, they started throwing cans and all sorts of things to the people in front of them to tell them to sit down. And a couple of songs in, and then somebody from the organizers came up on stage and told Freddie something, and then Freddie sat down in front of the piano and he said,
Listen, I have been requested by the constabulary for you not to throw little things around, tin cans or whatever, to make this a peaceful event, okay? So sit in your asses and listen. This is...
Just sit on your arses and listen. The funny thing also was, a really cute thing, was how Brian May was really nervous. So every time he talked, he wasn't talking as usual. He was like, you know, stuttering, and he was very unsure and nervous. It was so obvious. And he said a really nice sentence like,
from one piece of nonsense to another. I've said it before. This is something which we're going to do with the London Philharmonic, but they didn't turn up. So we will do the ethnic version of a song called 39.
From one nonsense to another. So when they were singing different songs, and of course it's kind of like, it is really A Night at the Opera is actually one nonsense to another. So it's literally like so different genres and songs that Queen played, so it's completely unique. So there was no anchor. So Queen were supposed to, after the concert, they were supposed to come back on stage and do the encore. but it never happened because of the police. And it was, I believe it was before 10 p.m. and it was quite dark already, and people, because there were so many of them, the police thought that it's really hard to control the crowd in the dark, so they didn't allow Queen to go back on stage and do the encore, which of course a lot of fans were disappointed with, and they were still here, they were still waiting, and the band was just told to go home. By the way, the set list of this show consists of course, Bohemian Rhapsody, White Queen, Liar, Killer Queen, Keep Yourself Alive, all the hits from all 4 albums. So it's really, Freddie is so charming. Like they have a lot of success abroad, like the US and upcoming tour in Japan, and they just came here, you know, and they said like they've never been so nervous because they played huge crowds, not like this, but huge crowds. But they said like this is home, so of course it's like they're nervous, but they play like such a great show, you know. And according to Brian May, he said that they got very, very high before the concert because of that nerves that they had. So it was a great show, so who cares? Who cares? So yeah, if you want to go here to the exact place where I'm standing, you have to go to either Hyde Park Corner or Marble Arch and going from there. If it's much closer from Hyde Park Corner, and this is basically the only space, kind of like the only huge space in Hyde Park where you don't have trees for like very long time, so you can squeeze in a lot of people in here. And yeah, the last thing I'm gonna say is basically when people wanted, so people were waiting for encore and it didn't come, and people still were waiting and they refused to leave. So the police, what they did is they turned off the lights everywhere, like the stage and everything. And if you were in Hyde Park or any other park, you know that they close at night because it's pitch black, it's really dark. So police turn off the lights so people go home. Pretty much what happened was it was pitch black and 150,000 or 200,000 people had to leave Hyde Park in pitch black. So I think that was quite funny, but maybe not so much for people who were there. So this marks 45th anniversary of amazing concert in 1976 of Queen, and I'm gonna enjoy this and I'm just gonna go home. And if you like this video, by the way, do subscribe, I appreciate it. And if you have any questions about Queen or Freddie Mercury or anything, or London, just let me know in the comments. And I also do have some other videos on Queen and Freddie, so do check out my channel for those videos, and see you next time.